Not forget to push your little mute the
music.
That's
button. A problem we always have.
That's our biggest
music
problem.
Off, and
right.
Let's go.
Here we go. Wait, let me just make sure I have it.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of StreamGeeks Live, the show where we talk about one thing and one thing only: live streaming. A high-definition broadcast brought to you by your hosts, the StreamGeeks, Paul Richards and Tess Protesto. Available via video on Facebook and YouTube Live, plus via audio on our podcast cast channels on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher Radio. StreamGeeks, the tech geek source for the latest in live streaming and video production. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to StreamGeeks episode 6.
I'm Tess Protesto.
And I'm Paul Richards. Thanks for being here.
Today's a very special day because we're teaming up with VaynerNation for a VaynerNation giveaway of our PTZ Optics camera 20x USB this week, right?
Yes, this is it right here. It's a little goofy there. But we're going to open the box, show you guys what's inside, do some live streaming tutorials, show you how we do our show. I think our show is pretty cool.
Let's give them a little background about what StreamGeeks is really quick, because we have a lot of new people joining in, Gary Vee fans. We're Gary Vee fans ourselves. This kid's like a super fan. He's got issues. No. But anyways, we are StreamGeeks. We live stream as a profession. We actually work for PTZ Optics, the camera company that we're selling or giving away the camera for today. This is basically our passion project where we can share with viewers how we do what we do, how we do our live streams, and create a professional grade production.
Yeah, so we've got a lot more cameras than you'd see normally on a live show, but I actually have an infographic I'm going to share today where we interviewed a whole bunch of live streamers and said, how many cameras does it take to create a professional live show? And how many cameras does it take to create a television live show? Even the Gary Vee show, it's one camera. Come on, Gary. We're going to get him to step it up a little bit. But like Tess said, this is kind of like our passion project. At PTZ Optics, the corporate guys were kind of telling us, hey, you got to talk about the cameras. You can't do this. You can't do that. So Tess and I decided, well, how about if we create a completely new channel called StreamGeeks where we can talk about anything we want.
Geek out on the tech, geek out on the streaming software, tell everybody how we do our live shows and everything that goes into it, marketing tactics, production tactics, so on and so forth. So we're so happy that you guys have joined us today.
We're super happy to have you. And today we're going to start off. We do have a pretty cool agenda. We keep ourselves on topic. We try to stream every Monday at, it would be 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. But this upcoming Monday is Labor Day, so that is going to be skipped.
Yep.
We're going to take a little vacation. So let's start off with our agenda. So agenda number 1, we wanted to do a little behind the scenes look at the show.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to use my smartphone as a camera so that I can really kind of get around and show you guys what we have here. So where's my camera?
If you guys are familiar with video production, NDI is sort of the big topic of discussion for everyone right now. It's an IP protocol and allows us to pull video from anywhere on our network. Oh, you're filming me right now. Paul's using his camera on his cell phone right now via NDI to put me live from his camera on our stream right now. He's showing you the behind the scenes of our studio. Listen, we work in a corporate setting. We just retrofitted a little set and studio space that they allowed us to make into our boardroom.
Yeah, I actually want to show that. Here, can you hold this for a second?
Yeah.
So
since we have new people today, we're going to give them the full runaround.
Okay. So let me hit the full. All right. So one of the things I'm going to do right now, and I think this is going to be kind of cool for you guys, I'm going to hit the full screen button, and that is going to put the camera right there so Tess can see everything.
Yeah, so basically, I'm in our set right now. Vinyl sticker on the wall. This is not real brick. Got a sticker on the wall, just some floating shells, and some accent pieces that relate to, our audience members. On the other side of the wall, that's our main camera that gives the main studio shot that we use. Right now, how many cameras are we using? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a ceiling camera. These cameras just allow us to have different angles to display on our live streams. You're seeing the monitors that we use to control VMix, which is our streaming software, allows us to switch between cameras. Got another PTZ Optics camera up ahead to show unboxings and reviews that we do of different technologies and equipment. We also have a monitor here simply displaying our streaming software switcher. Yeah, Paul's giving me the reins now.
So now, here we go. So now I want to do just a quick demo of VMix, because this is the coolest live streaming software out there. And I'm allowed to say that on this channel because it's not PTZ Optics. Like, there was a lot of recent things we couldn't do.
As I shake in my boots for him saying that.
My audio is low. That's because my microphone wasn't plugged in. It's plugged in now. So so if you've never seen live streaming software before, and in StreamGeeks we're kind of assuming, and yes, this is the spinning wheel over here.
We do giveaways every week where we give away free camera and tech gear, and that's part of something we have upcoming. Stay tuned. Stay
tuned in September for that. But so on this side is the preview. So you could see, like, if I wanted to go to cam 1 or cam 2 or cam 3 or cam 4, here's the top ceiling camera there. That goes into preview, and I can fade to that camera anytime I want to, right? Or this is something, a little secret, a stinger. And that's a transparent overlay that goes over.
For transition.
There's some really cool overlays that you can do with that. The other cool thing I want to show is this is what's called a playlist. And this is the coolest thing, especially if you're live streaming by yourself. You can put all the different cameras in here and then go ahead and hit start. And what that's going to do is it's basically going to loop between camera 1 for 25 seconds, camera 2 for 15 seconds, camera 3, and you can put fades and all these things. So when you see all the cameras live switching and changing, you're probably wondering, like, how are Paul and Tess doing this all by ourselves? Well, actually, most of it is automated. The other final thing I want to show here is the stream button down here. It's some of it's grayed out here, but we're live streaming to YouTube in 1080p.
Well, they can't really.
I guess they won't. Yeah, and then
blurry.
Facebook in 720, and that was something that's really important. I think we're done with that now.
You're done with that?
Is that because YouTube, we want that 1080p crisp quality, and then Facebook only accepts 720, so we give it 720. If you give it 1080, it'll like freak out.
Buffer and freeze.
Remember we had all those problems.
Yeah. You learn from experience.
So that's pretty much it. And then I'm going to turn that playlist I just showed you on. And now Tess and I, hands-free, the last thing we'll show is that these little lights here, you can see one here.
We're just giving you the super fast forward run around
and then
on how
we'll answer
we do
questions
our
later, and then we'll do the live giveaway. Is these little lights will light up, so that's how Tess and I know, okay, that camera is live now. In about 5 seconds, this camera will be live. So hands-free, we can pretty much run the show. There's the stinger. Boom, we know this camera's on now. And that's just kind of showing you behind the scenes of how we set these things up. And the last thing is, Tess, you got to show this off.
These are my X keys. If you're familiar with this type of video production equipment, this allows me to switch between different shots, overlays, and presets via assigned buttons. I can essentially make my buttons or keys, if you will, do whatever I want them to. I have my face on there for when I want it to be, showing my face. I have Paul's face on there when I want him to be shown. I am the social media manager here, so when I want to talk about a social media post, I simply just press the Facebook button and my Facebook post will appear. We talked about this on StreamGeeks a couple weeks ago. I got to live stream a concert. I live streamed the sticks to hearing aids. It was awesome, great time. That's why that one's there. If I want to switch to Instagram, here's the Instagram post we used today for StreamGeeks, free camera giveaway with VaynerNation advertisement. So that's just some of the things that you can do with live streaming. Do you want to talk about, the benefits of live streaming? I know we have a lot of great statistics to share with some people that might be considering, going into live streaming, especially if you have done recorded content before on YouTube or Facebook. Live streaming is a great way to monetize your content and to get it seen more.
Yeah. In fact, one of the things that we talk about is making the transition from, just making videos on YouTube or Facebook to trying to, and one of the things Tess always has been saying is that you can pretty much do everything that you can do in your vlog or your regular video. You can do it live. Mm-hmm. And Facebook and YouTube will boost that out much more than a regular video. So it's really fun and really cool. And we're getting a lot of great comments. I want to definitely answer those. I'm keeping my eye on it, but we've actually got a full agenda, so What should we do?
Let's continue on with the agenda. Let's
Okay.
do some of our fun agenda points. We do these agenda, what's the word I'm looking for? Segments. Jeez, I couldn't think of the word
Yes, we have
segments.
segments.
We do segments every week. We want to give you a taste of what we're all about. So we're going to run through all the segments right now with you. Today's all about live streaming for beginners. We talked about VMix, our favorite live streaming software. So let's get started on our segments. Should we start out today with a live video moment of the week?
Yes. So
We have
here
two of
is-
them.
we have 2 live video moments of the week. Here is live video moment number 1.
And now it's time for our live video moment of the week.
Okay, so really great channel. One of the things we do, and if you have a cool channel, let us know. Put it in the comments. We want to hear about your channels as well. But one of the cool channels out there is Geeks Life, and David Foster does a great job. He actually uses our cameras.
They're
in the
doing great
studio.
things with live streaming.
And they have another channel called Live Streaming Pros as well with Loria Petrucci. And we just wanted to kind of go ahead and show this because they're basically doing a PC build. And the cool thing about it is that we actually have the entire parts list of what they used. And it's incredible. Now, they spent about $5,000 on this computer, but they're getting the most top-of-the-line streaming PC that, like, money can buy. And I thought it was really funny because they did that live stream, and then just a few days later, actually a few days before, VMix did an almost identical, not exactly the same, but almost identical PC build where they were using the X299 graphics card, an Intel i9, the brand new 64 gigabit Core Nvidia RAM, and we'll put links to these in the description below. But I just think it's so cool that people are building basically the best live streaming systems that money can buy, literally on their own. Just straight
At
up doing
home.
it at home.
That's something I
building
could do,
these
but
PCs. So that's kind of like, I've seen it happen before in different industries where the power is now back into the people's hands. It's like you can go to PCPartBuilder.com, get a list of parts, build it yourself, and have a 4K live streaming system that's better than anything money can buy.
yeah.
Put some of the best streaming software out there on it.
Our camera's
go
from Eastern
crazy.
Shore Broadcasting, which is another great PC builder for you
Yes,
guys.
that's where our PC is
Highly
from, yes.
recommend Eastern Shore Broadcasting.
If you don't want to build one yourself, Eastern Shore Broadcasting is a great guy that can do it themselves. Looks like Amy's actually saying, it cost up to $10K for that Geeks Life PC. Oh,
Ooh, that stings.
I didn't think it was that expensive. Jeez, thank you for jumping in there and letting us know. Whoa.
Reality check.
Reality check.
But it's still possible to do high quality live streams on a lower budget with lower budget computer, especially just starting out. Your budget's probably going to be more timid.
You don't have to spend 10 grand. I do think if you're going to do it, you might as well spend roughly 5 or so. I don't know. It's up to you. But building PCs is really super cool. Everybody seems to be doing it, so we wanted to show that off.
Let's move on to some more of our fun stuff.
the
Let's do the Facebook
viral-
Live reaction questions.
Oh, let's do the Facebook Live reaction. Oh, we
All right.
have to.
Today's Facebook Live. Okay, so Facebook Live reaction questions. I guess I should start off by explaining that. We ask our viewers to participate in a quick question on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, you can participate in this. If you're not watching on Facebook, I did put the link to the Facebook stream in the description below on YouTube, so you can participate if you have Facebook. You answer the question by either a sad face or a wow face, whatever emoji we present to you.
Yes. So
Go ahead.
the question is, have you watched Game of Thrones, the season finale? Because if not, we might not show this other clip that we have. So
If we
sad
get
face
too
if
many
you haven't watched it,
no's.
and the ha-ha if you have. And
It's
this
it's
is
a
gonna-
wow, sorry.
And this will actually change whether or not we show a video.
I don't want to do too much of a spoiler alert for those
Yeah.
of you who haven't
Uh-oh.
caught it yet. We talk about Game of Thrones like every episode here because we're nerds and we're really excited about this stuff.
8
But
people
doesn't
haven't
everybody
watched
watch
it
it?
yet. Oh,
All right,
no,
I'm
9
too
people
afraid.
haven't watched
I
it.
don't want to ruin this
11
for
people
everyone.
haven't watched it. Oh no.
It's not too bad.
Well, we might show just a small clip.
You
of
can
something
ask the
that's already
question. You can ask the question.
Well, let's give them a chance to react to this because this is still
Nobody's watched it.
So let's just talk about Facebook Live reaction questions for a minute. So you've got the question out there.
Okay.
This is one of the best ways to boost engagement on your live streams. That's what Facebook's looking for is, oh, how many emojis are flying on the screen? How are people reacting? Sad, happy, or whatever, right?
I mean, this is what live streaming is all about. Ultimate engagement from your audience. You know, that valuable community that you're building behind your brand. It's the most important thing to do is promote engagement and interaction between yourself and your audience. And this is a great way to do that.
Yeah. So we're getting a ton of people haven't watched it yet. It was just last night. I haven't watched it either. So Tess already spoiled a little bit for me. But so what we're going to do, because overwhelmingly people have not watched it yet, we're not going to spoil too much, Tess.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil
We
too
can
much.
show a little maybe clip, but we're not going to show the whole clip because too many people haven't watched it
I think if we show
yet.
the beginning of it, it'll be fine.
Think it'll be all right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll show the beginning of one clip, but we're not going to show the whole thing because...
Just to prompt the next question.
Okay, so that was the first question. Now we got one more
Most
question
people
for
didn't
you.
watch it. I'm surprised.
A lot of people don't know that you can actually do multiple Facebook Live reaction questions. In fact, every single Facebook viewer basically only gets one emoji at a time.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
as long as you're switching back and forth,
you can
this is some of the advanced geeky stuff that we talk about on this show. How to do 20 Facebook Live reaction questions on a single live show, for example. Here's number 2 here. Who do you think will win ultimately on Game of Thrones? Will the dead win or the humans? So heart for the humans, dead for the haha.
With Game of Thrones, it's not always a guaranteed happy ending. So I honestly don't know, especially after having watched the finale. I am honestly not sure who's going to prevail at the end.
Yeah, it's not necessarily... I mean, you never know.
It's anyone's game.
Like someone dies every time, every show.
So I guess we don't even have to show the clip at this point. That was not a spoiler alert. I don't, you know...
Yeah, we don't want to. I mean, if everyone on the show.
So humans is heart and the dead is haha, correct?
So Jon
Just for
Snow
clarification.
And everybody is going to get together and kill the dead.
Most people are saying that the humans are going to prevail at the end.
Look at this.
I mean, they kind of have to satisfy that American need for happy ending.
Yeah, we need.
That's
the
what I
happy ending,
want.
but they might not do that.
I know. They don't normally go by the rules in that way. They've done some crazy stuff.
I don't know what to say. But to prove my point really quickly, if we go over to here now, see how a lot of the votes for the watch have now gone
disappeared
down?
Because
That's
people are
because
reusing.
Those same people have now voted for who will win, and that takes away the votes from the other one.
Gotcha.
So
that makes sense.
That way you can do 100 different Facebook Live reaction questions as long as you're rotating the 6 that are available.
Right. So let's do our super tool of the week next.
Super tool of the week is here.
That's what happens when we're doing it ourselves.
And now it's time for the super tool of the week.
Okay, super tech tool of the week is... What is it, Tess?
Super tool of the week is the Chat Connect Pro.
Yes.
Which kind of explains how we do a lot of what we do on our live shows.
I'd rather show it with my smartphone again.
Let me hold it for you.
Right here, you can hold it. Yeah, good point. So this is something I think, again, is really cool. So I think some of you might be asking yourselves, how the heck are we showing YouTube and Facebook comments live right now?
Who wouldn't want that for their live shows?
That's the first time I've seen an emoji work.
Yay!
So this is a deep dive. We have videos that are going to explain this a little bit easier, but I want to show this really quickly. So this is what's called a data source. So this is all of the people that are chatting on Facebook. We've got Ellen Marie, Chris Morton, Ron Vincent, Rob Hoyt, Lisa Gabel. Thank you all for being here, by the way. Tess, this would be a great way to thank everybody at the end.
Heck yeah.
Then we've got, here's our emojis. So see, we've got 29 likes, 23 loves, 5 wows, 6 ha-has, 12 sads. We have no angries. I guess that's a good thing. But that's what tells Facebook,
we always make someone mad.
Look at the different variety of emojis and emotion that is coming through on the reaction. So that's actually a really good thing. And then here's our YouTube chat here. So that just looks like a bunch of freaking data, right? Well, what we do is we actually have a title. So this lower third right here is a title. It's an overlay, right? It's overlaid on whatever video we're showing. And they're saying the link to the Udemy course is not working because we do have free courses on all of this, and we're not going to have time to go over everything.
I'll update them below.
But essentially, Tessa's going to update you, but it pulls in the data. We link it to here, and there's videos on it and everything, but that's the super tech tool. It's called chatconnectpro.com, and it gives you what you need to pull in Facebook
It's a
and YouTube
WordPress
comments.
plugin that allows you to pull in YouTube and Facebook comments into your live streams. And that's how we pull in the comments.
So we just wanted to show that off real quick. Because we've got so many new people here, though, I did want to just randomly throw out cool stuff. One is, see how our lights are so freaking cool? That is called Philips Hue. So Philips Hue lights are not that expensive. You can control them from your phone. So I can literally click one button and
now we're in a Hawaiian tropical resort.
But we seem to like this aqua aura.
We like the blue
Bluish
hues.
hue. So it's
No
right
pun
on my
intended.
phone there. I can just go ahead and go change it to red or something. And that is just so freaking cool. I was going to like scare Tess one time and just like change it while she's in here. But you would probably know it was me.
I would probably know. Too.
So that's one cool thing. We talked about the tally lights. They're super cool. This is called X keys. This is the little buttons that we can press. Like if I press this button, it automatically goes to Tess. And if I press this button, this is technically my camera here, kind of thing. So we've got these toys.
So all these tools basically help us to be able to control our live shows from one computer, two-man show by ourselves, no extra hands needed. And that's what live streaming's all about from the production side. You know, narrowing down the numbers and being able to do everything yourself, especially because everybody's a content creator nowadays.
Yes.
It's really important.
That's a very good point that you brought that up. And we have multiple playlists. So I'm going to go to this playlist. Just about ready for the giveaway, guys. 3 minutes for the giveaway. And you saw how that camera just zoomed in. That's what these cameras can do. These are great for live streaming like concerts, big production
Who
halls,
else
stuff
uses
like
them?
that.
Churches use them.
Anywhere where there's
schools use
even
them.
boardrooms,
Yeah.
little places so you can zoom in on
I
that
want
detail.
YouTube bloggers and vloggers to start using them. I'm gonna do them for use
too.
them for my own content soon, but
In fact,
they're
before it
great.
switches- oh, it already switched. I wanted to show this off. This is the back of the camera that you're going to get, and I want to show this because you've got IP streaming and IP control, USB. Plug it right into your computer. Now, it is USB 3.0 because it can do up to 1080p in 60 frames per second, which requires USB 3, not USB 2. But most computers have that now. HDMI. Everybody's got that. You can plug it right into your television or have a little monitor to view what you're doing. And then these are probably foreign to people. These are daisy chain controllers, so you can control it with our joystick. And then you can even run audio. So I just wanted to show that.
Basically, after we do the giveaway, we'll open a Q&A where we can
Answer
the questions that you guys have been giving us great content.
We're super excited
Great
about
questions.
that. And
Content.
then,
What am I saying?
Did we miss anything? Or are we pretty much... the viral video. Okay, so there's one last segment, and then we do the giveaway. So, last segment. Here it is. Here we go.
And finally, now it's time for the random viral video moment of the week.
Okay, this one Tess wanted to do because...
We basically always do a viral live video of the week, and the VMAs were last night, and I got the biggest kick out of Lord's performance because she didn't sing. I couldn't believe it. She just danced, and as a musician, I was so surprised and shocked. And I thought, you know what, I just got to see what other people think about this, because am I going crazy, or is this just so silly?
I know. I don't get it at all, so I'm just like not even
Okay,
sure what's
who
going
watches
on.
the OA? Because she's doing the movements right now. If you
Yes,
watch the
that
OA,
I did watch.
I really think this is the this is an ode to the OA.
And I mean, she's not the best dancer in the world. She's not like...
I feel bad like slamming her, but I mean, like, you're a singer, and I can't believe that you don't even have to sing anymore at these things. I thought it was
she's
crazy.
lying on the ground. I don't know. I mean, she definitely did try. It's just people are jamming.
And people are vibing. They're loving it.
I guess you just got to push the boundaries. So there was that was one, and then the other one, which we didn't show.
Rewind it.
My God.
Rewind it.
This
oh my God.
is winter. You know, we always throw in some Game of Thrones stuff. I don't want it to be a spoiler alert because no one's seen it yet. All right, we can't show this anymore.
Basically, you get to see the White Walkers in every episode. That's no surprise to you.
That's not even a surprise anymore. So. Okay, guys, it's time for the giveaway.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Up to this point, it's time to give one of you a free PTZ Optics camera. Remember, you have to claim your prize in the chat.
Okay, so sorry, Tess, I'm cutting your head off.
That's
here,
fine.
But 23 seconds left. And what we do is we just go over here and we go ahead and draw a winner. But we have to wait until that says done. Let's see, 14 seconds left.
14 seconds left till we give away free stuff.
Left. 8 seconds left. Here, I'm going to move this to the center so I don't cut off your head. I'll put it here. Okay. All right. It's time to draw a winner. So, as you guys know, you have to be watching live in order to win. So, we're going to draw a winner, and then we just say, hey, I'm here in the chat, and hopefully your name is on there. Okay, Mark Euchre. E-U-K-E-R. Mark Euchre from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. That's who we're looking for. Hopefully you have won today, Mark. And there's your name there. And as soon as you claim your prize. Now, if Mark is not here, then what we do is we basically just answer questions in the chat, give them about 2 to 3 minutes, and we call a new winner if Mark is not here.
Yes, we always give a couple minutes.
And we do have... Oh, and here's Anthony saying he hasn't won anything in a long time, so hopefully you'll win today. Thanks in advance. Amy's in Maryland, too. We've got a lot of people in Maryland.
Okay, Mark Euchre.
We're going to give him some time. In fact, I could even... And Vince is saying Mark's not here.
Mark Talkington says, wrong Mark, guys.
I hope that we can get him. If he's not here, then what we're going to do is I'll just take a look at... I'm going to look at some of these chat questions and try to answer a few of them that are coming in. Let's see here.
Everyone's like, he isn't here.
If he's not here, we will just go ahead.
We will
and
redraw.
Draw somebody else.
If he's not here. Just like to give him a minute because there is normally a little bit of latency.
Yeah, there's a lag.
That we need to take into consideration.
But if he's not here, we'll go ahead and draw another one. So the other thing we didn't get to talk about today yet was, and I think we'll draw one more winner maybe. We'll give it a sec. But look, doesn't look like Mark's not here. So is is chat not in line with video?
It's slightly off because chat is the closest to live real time as you can be.
Super real time.
So yeah, what you're hearing from us in the chat is a little bit sooner than what you're seeing on the live stream. All right, everyone's like, let's redraw. I don't see Mark Euchre.
Okay.
All right, redraw, boss.
All right, we're gonna redraw. So this is Gleam.io, super cool. We can just hit repick win.
Mm-hmm.
Over here.
That's what we use
Sorry,
for
Mark,
all
but
giveaways.
you officially have now cannot win. Michael Murray. Michael Murray from West Henrietta, New York. Probably a big Gary V fan up there in New York City. Good job, Mark. I hope you won. We'll see. We will see. Chat is quick, though. I have it. And Paul sounds off mic compared to Tess. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Michael Murray is here.
Michael Murray's here.
Congratulations, Michael.
All right, Michael. Okay, so Michael, you have won. Wanted to go over some really quick, really quick streaming. What do I call this? Streaming statistics here. One is over 360 million people watch Facebook Live every day, and there's over 2 billion users. Instagram has 200 million regular watchers of their live show.
Wow.
And YouTube has about 1 billion people, and they just introduced what's called Super Chat. And Super Chat, if you haven't seen it yet, is super cool, and that gives the ability for users to actually monetize through their live shows how to monetize basically your entire live show. And we're going to get into some really interesting statistics too. This is not just random stuff, but Twitch, 9.7 million. So pretty big. And then Live.ly, I hadn't heard about them, but 6 million viewers. So it's obviously a pretty big deal. One of the things, this is just some insights if you're doing live streaming, some of the insights that we've learned here is that 87% of people would actually rather watch online than traditional television. And that's because of higher quality streams that are available, and we're going to talk about quality. 82% of the population would prefer to watch live video from a brand instead of social media posts. It's okay.
But you can integrate live streaming with your social media posts.
So that was an interesting one, and I think it's true because people just want to watch
It's okay.
videos and stuff. Yeah, it's all right, guys. Facebook reports that people watch 3 times longer when video is live versus on demand.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. These are some of the reasons why we choose live streaming over recorded content. Now, we do use a bit of both because we can't be live all the time, but it's great to use both, especially live streaming.
Live video is outpacing growth of other types of online video with 113 increase to ad growth yearly. 64% of the population have watched online videos in the past year. 81% of the internet and mobile audiences have watched live video in 2016.
Should we share the PDF of this, especially for those in the chat?
Oh, you mean just share the actual...
I'll share it on
StreamGeeks.us.
StreamGeeks.us.
You can download this if you're in the marketing business or in the live streaming business. This is a great way to show people, kind of give them the where and the why here. Quality over quantity. 80% of people that have live video on a landing page, it actually increases conversions 80%, which is insane. But it's stuff you can do. 67% say quality is most important with the live stream. And that's what we spend all our time on, is how can we make the quality better? Mm-hmm. How can we integrate YouTube and Facebook chats, for example? In fact, I think that our Facebook chat... Oh, okay. Got it. And then there's a couple more that are just really interesting. Broadcast quality. So here's a couple interesting. We have 15 free live streaming courses, by the way. Mm-hmm. So there should be a link to it.
Apparently, we need to update some of them. I can go ahead and work on that after this.
Everything that's messing up is definitely going to be posted on StreamGeeks.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got 7,000 students over there. And then here's we had a survey recently. 74% of live streamers think that it takes more than one camera to create a good quality live stream. Mm-hmm. 79% of streamers think that it takes more than 3 cameras to create a TV quality live stream. And then here's some interesting stuff about PTZ optics. 78% of video producers use 5 or more camera angles with a PTZ camera.
Yeah, let's just pause here for a second for our new live streamers, and some people specifically I see saying that they're starting a show. What you're seeing right there on that image is our PTZ producer kit. We normally don't plug our products too much, but since we're talking about live streaming today, this is basically a starter kit from all the things that you might need to start a professional production. You've got your camera, you've got a frame grabber, you've got your computer, a joystick controller, and an audio mixer.
And this is less than $5,000.
And this is less than $5,000 for everything. And that sounds like a lot of money, but if you're willing to invest in it and start a business out of this, it's definitely a great option for you.
And it's good for live streaming, larger events like concerts and stuff like that. This was an interesting one because one of the things we talk about a lot on this show, and if you're new, you probably haven't heard about this yet, but a lot of people are using IP streaming, IP workflows, Ethernet cables. And 58% of live streamers that we just surveyed, literally last week, are already using IP video in their production workflows. And then we did a customer survey. 82% of our customers said that using a PTZ camera was easier than they thought it would be. So that's it. We did a survey because we were like, hey, there's so many people out there. There's so much going on. Wouldn't it be fun to do a survey? And then the last thing I wanted to do...
Oh, Drake says your producer kit gets delivered today to me.
What?
Awesome. Let us know.
They should be in stock.
Yeah, and again, to everybody asking for the PDF of those statistics, I will put them on StreamGeeks.us, available for you to download shortly after we end the show today.
So, Mark, this is what you're getting. We love doing opening of the boxes on the show. This is a $2,000
Wait, was it Mark
camera.
or was it Michael Murray?
Or
it was
Michael
Murray.
It was Michael Murray. You get your little
Manual.
Because this is an advanced piece of technology. It's not like plug and play. It's easy to use, but it's also pretty advanced. Like, you can plug it in the network, you can give it an IP address. So it's a little bit more advanced than you might be used to with like a USB camera, but it does have USB. And then the last thing is some people like opening the boxes. I've done this a bajillion times, so I'm not even going to take it out of here. But basically, voila, the camera is right there. It's pan, tilt, zoom.
There she is.
That's what you are getting in the mail.
We'll get in contact with you after the show via email.
Yep, it seems like you're just in New York City, so that's very close to
Once
where
again,
we
here's
are.
the IR remote control that comes with each of our cameras, allowing you to set up to 200 some presets
Crazy
with this
amount
camera.
of presets.
Yeah, so you can set presets for different angles and shots. Between shots, you can control up to 4 cameras with this.
And
allows you to pan, tilt, and zoom for it.
Which is nice. And the
With
pan,
it.
tilt, and zoom. So that was a really fun show. It was really exhilarating for us because we don't normally get this many
We had so much
viewers
fun.
at all.
I know, it's like crazy.
So it was a little crazy.
Just looking through the chat on Facebook. I've
Yeah,
been neglecting
if there's
Facebook
any
a little bit.
questions, let us know because we want to answer those
You guys can
questions for
message me on
sure.
here something, but 5 angles will be way less boring than just one. True.
Yes.
Yeah, Jojo said Gary Vee won't care for 5 cameras left. Like, yeah, he doesn't need 5 cameras.
No,
he has
doesn't.
like
It is,
himself.
content is king, and if you have the great content, that's all that matters. But what I will say is that the magic happens when you have 2 cameras. Because you've got camera 1 where you want it, and then camera 2, you zoom into the guest, and then you fade to camera 2. And now camera 1's free to go to the next spot of interest, and then you fade. So you really just need 2 cameras usually to get that multi-camera live action goodness.
Okay. Chris is looking for a buyer's guide. I'm sure I could send him a link from PTZ Optics.
Yep.
If you're interested in PTZ Optics products, I will also put the link to PTZ Optics website in the chat so you can go check out what we have for you guys.
And they're available at B&H Photo. If you're from New York City, which I know a lot of you are, our cameras are on display at B&H Photo right as you walk in. It's on 39th Street and 8th Avenue. And we'll be up in New York City at the Javits Center for NAB New York in October. So if you want to come meet us.
I'm excited. Yeah, we'll be at
come to
NAB New York
City,
in October. My first
downtown Manhattan. Tessa's never been to the big city.
my first trip.
Where have
Country
you been
girl.
all your life? You got to go to New York City.
I don't know. I'll
You
be
can't-
scared.
You haven't lived if you haven't been to New York City. So Tessa's going to go to New York City for the first time ever, and we're going to be live streaming there. Tessa's going to be
I
doing
would
all the
love to
social
meet
media
some of you
posts.
guys.
So if you follow us, I promise you we will be posting about that. Come to New York City. Come and hang out with us. We always have a big group of people,
Yeah.
and we hang out.
Find us on Facebook after this and tell us what you guys thought of the show. I'm always looking for feedback. Facebook.com/StreamGeeks. You can find us StreamGeeks on Instagram. We're StreamGeeks everywhere. StreamGeeks.us to find our website and let us know what our next topic of discussion should be. What do you
Yes.
want to hear more about from us about live streaming?
Hopefully you like the show. It's also available as a podcast. So if you're more of a podcast listener, a lot of people driving to work or even during work will just pop those earbuds in. So we decided to make StreamGeeks available on iTunes as a podcast because we just tried to. And
People
that's
are
an
busy
interesting
at work.
thing to think about too. Is if you're doing a live show, why not download it as an MP3, upload it to SoundCloud, upload it to iTunes, and that this growing podcast arena is a huge market, and we've actually seen a lot of followers come from that. So check us out there, but also think about that for your own live show. We can kind of share. If you follow this show, you'll get informed on how we live stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, how we download and upload to SoundCloud and host our podcast, and all of these things we're learning. We've had to kind of learn on our own, and now
We want to spread the love.
of course, we're taking off next Monday. Happy Labor Day, everybody. Take some time off. We're not all like Gary Vee. We can't just take off all of August. We're hustling over here.
We're hustling.
You're going to see a lot
Not
of
at that
stuff
point
coming
yet.
from us. Yeah.
And one day we'll own the Jets.
We're getting ahead right now on the August hustle down. So
Michael says, how do you create your intro video and segment breaks? We basically just create
good
video MP3s. The ones that we use for the segments specifically are actually a template that we purchased on Video Hive, I believe.
yeah,
We
do a
use
lot with
After
templates.
Effects to just, create recorded or edited videos, and then you can implement them into your live streams. You can, all the little boxes you see at the bottom of the screen on VMix are what's called inputs, different presets and camera shots that we have, but there are also little MP3s and MP4s that we have basically taken from files from our computer and popped them in to be usable on our live streams. It's actually quite simple once you get
The random
nitty-gritty of it.
So yeah, it's actually quite easy. We just have these little clips when we want to play them.
Now it's time for
Cut to it.
Of course, there was audio, so sorry about that. It was a little
Oh,
loud.
sorry.
But you can see where we would play these video clips, and that's a great way to do those segments. In fact, Tess, we have a really cool outro video too, which we'll do soon. But we're going to keep answering questions and stuff.
Udall says, when uploading podcasts, do you cut out the social media engagement section? No, we normally leave everything
don't.
there. Now, this show today is a little bit different because we normally formulate StreamGeeks to be more audio-centric, more audio-based.
Yes.
So we don't always do that social media segment and things like that. We try to keep things that are more explanatory and easy to understand from a listening standpoint. But today was different because we're part of the VaynerNation experience.
Yeah, we have to think about the fact that people can't see what we're talking about, so you have to try to explain as much as possible. And Tess is actually always reminding me, like, don't forget that, like, the people on the podcast aren't seeing what you're talking about. So, you do have to remember if that's what you're going to do. But I think that it's also a great draw for people to be able to listen and let them imagine what they're seeing. People like to use their own imaginations, and then they go and watch. It's almost like reading the book and then watching the movie. And
Exactly.
It's like if you've listened to the podcast and you were like,
Maybe
wow,
you want to
this is
check
great,
us out. Yeah.
I'll watch it, tonight on YouTube on my smart TV.
RCTV says, hey, Paul, can you stream directly from PTZ cameras to an RTMP server?
Somebody's getting some advanced geeky stuff out there. Yes, you can. You can stream directly from the PTZ Optics cameras. If you've got the latest firmware, it's going to help because we're always making updates and upgrades.
QV Live Streaming says
firmware.
we should change the background. I'm going to go home and cry now.
Tess made
This
that
is my
background
baby.
herself.
I'm always looking for critiques, though. So maybe I should add some new swag in the background for us.
Maybe we should do a Facebook Live reaction question next
No
week
shame.
asking about it. No, Tess's husband actually put this together, and it looks great. And, well, it was really the design that you did, but your husband put up
It's simple.
the vinyl. And then we put the white shelves and books.
Can your blue bar be moved anywhere you want?
What blue
Yes.
bar? Oh,
the
this
blue bar,
Oh.
often we're told that it's too high up, but we sometimes keep it up there
Sometimes
so we can
people
put
don't even want
things
it.
below it. That's an example
there.
of something that you can do with a live streaming software, production software like VMix. You can move your overlays, as we call them, anywhere you want on the screen, resize them.
I actually like it kind of down there.
I do too. It looks like it's
One of the things that
physical
was like a big breakthrough for me when I started doing live streaming is that once you start getting, of course you need to kind of know Photoshop, and a little bit of After Effects helps a little bit. Those are Adobe Creative Cloud products. But once you start realizing like you can do anything on Photoshop, you can do all this stuff on After Effects, you can literally start watching television and be like, oh, I can remake that.
Yeah.
Or I remember I was watching like
Copy.
Sports Center and they had the sidebar and they had like the agenda and then the little like 60-second timer for each agenda topic. And that's how I just was like, all right, I'm going to make that our live show agenda. And that's kind of where it came from.
all right. Lane says, does the PTZ Optic display as a SMTP feed without a specific URL to stream to?
What?
I don't know what SMTP
What are we reading?
feed. Lane.
Oh, does the PTZ Optics display an RTSP is what RTMP is what it should be. STMP I've never heard of. Without a specific URL.
Maybe it's
to
a typo.
stream to?
Feed
Is that a
without a-
typo, Ian? I think you might be
Or
talking
Lane.
about RTMP, which is the normal. So basically, the way it works with the PTZ Optics cameras, and this is actually true for, if you can see this, our Z-Cam cameras as well. These are just little box cameras. Now the thing is, if you're streaming directly off of one of these cameras, you have to embed the audio into it. And this is an old model, actually. This one will show better. You have to embed the audio in with the line in. Because if you don't have any audio, you're just streaming video, people aren't going to be watching too well. Also, you can't do any camera switching.
It was a typo. There you go.
Yeah, it's RTMP, right?
Can we talk about our Blackmagic integration?
Okay, sure. So Blackmagic, there's a couple of things going on. One is Blackmagic has Micro Studio 4K cameras that I probably shouldn't even be. I'm actually not allowed to talk about something really cool coming up.
You're giving secrets away.
Yeah, I can't even talk about. Let's just say we can make them pan tilt zoom very soon, with a new firmware that's going to have a press release and everything. And I probably don't even want to talk about that. Now, with the specific hardware that you were mentioning on the show, I'm trying to think what it was, the specific hardware, but basically with Blackmagic, it's usually plug and play. So
it was like us something or something.
What was
like
it
that?
called?
I'm not sure.
Just remind us the exact piece of hardware that you're talking about, and we will go ahead and answer that question. But yeah, Blackmagic is great products. We tested, so with Blackmagic, it is usually less expensive than some of the higher end stuff. So you will see a little bit of latency sometimes, just a little bit, not even noticeable usually. But Blackmagic, if this is like the spectrum, Blackmagic is kind of down here. It's still good quality, but it's cheap. And then there's like AJA and like TriCasters and different things that are like more expensive. Even Magewell I would put above Blackmagic. But Blackmagic still has great products, and you can plug our cameras into them. The best resolution and frame rate that works is 1080p 60 frames
Ursa
per
Mini.
second. The Ursa
Sorry,
Mini.
the Ursa Mini Blackmagic Ursa Mini.
I'm going to look that up real quick.
Paul's the super duper tech guy. I'm still learning about some of this stuff.
I'm pretty sure if you've there shouldn't be any issues with it. All the Blackmagic stuff works really good. Let's just see.
Tess, when will you do a flash round for Paul, tea or coffee, time travel, favorite book, Smart AV Turkeys talking about our PTC Optics live show. We call it the lightning round, where we bring our guests into and ask them special questions about themselves to get to know them. That's another great point. Guests for live streams really are a great value add to your productions.
Do you want to go ahead and throw a VMix call out to these people?
If you want. I mean, if they want to keep hanging out with us, I'll stay as long as they want.
All right. So we had this idea that we were going to actually throw out basically a video call into the live show. And we'll cut the live show at 3 o'clock, so it's an hour live show. But basically, all you have to do is take this number that Tess is going to put in the chat, and basically...
So this is how we bring in guests on our actual live show.
You will actually get on the live show.
Did you chat it to me, Paul?
Yeah, I had to bring this up to chat to you.
We often do impromptu crazy idea things. He normally has the crazy ideas, and I just go with it, hoping for the best.
Let's see here. So I'll send you. So basically, what you're going to do if you want to be on the live show right now is you would simply go to vmixcall.com and type this password in and your name.
vmixcall.com. All right, we're going to let
that's all you got to do.
Somebody,
and then you will be on
first
the
come,
live
first
show.
serve, do it.
So the first person to join.
Who wants to be on our live show?
And we can have more than one person.
Bit?
If there's more than one person, we can actually have up to 9 people. Let me just see if this is working. It is. Good.
vmixcall.com. Plug that in as the password and put your name in as the name. Make sure you have a webcam and microphones, some sort of webcam and microphone set up for you, and so that we can see you and talk to you.
So this is going to be interesting.
How about people in Canada?
It doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah, you can do it from anywhere in the world. vmixcall.com.
Anyone in Canada can join.
Let's see if anybody's brave enough to join us crazy people.
And if we've got a bunch of people that want to join, a bunch of people can jump on. We probably could have done it earlier on in the show, but...
this is the end, and whoever stuck on long enough can just have some fun with us for a little bit.
Okay, you even put the link in. vmixcall.com, that password that Tess gave you, and you'll be in like Flynn. Yeah.
See if even maybe some of our regulars would be willing to do it. Mike, maybe you would. We've made a lot of great friends with live streaming. That's another thing about building the community around your brand. You can get to know other people in the industry who can help you so much, like people like Mike Latta has for us.
That he has been like
Live Streaming Pros, another really popular people in the industry, hired 2 people that were part of their community. It's a great asset for networking as well. I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless.
It's really cool how many people will come and give you feedback on your live show.
Drake said he'll do it. He would do it next time. Do you VMix Pro then? Yeah,
yes,
we have
yes,
VMix Pro.
Yes.
Though you don't need to have VMix in order to participate. It's simply like using like a meeting software, but even sometimes easier because you don't have to join any type of membership. You don't have to sign up for anything in order to participate.
Yep.
It's really convenient for your guests. Check out Facebook. It's not working on Kelly's end. To make sure that you have a webcam and microphone situated for yourself. Again, you type in your name as the login, and the password is that code that we supplied you guys with.
Yeah, and the only reason why I wanted to do this because this is one of the biggest, like I think, revolutions in the live streaming industry is being able to bring in these guests.
Popular live shows that I see
all have guests.
All have guests. They at least have a lot of the time somebody to bounce their thoughts off of, like Paul and I have right now, which is why we don't have a guest. But especially if it's a solo host, you often have a guest to drive the conversation and to gain attention from their followers as well to grow your community. All right,
here we go.
Mike Perkins! Woohoo! Somebody was brave enough to join us today.
Hi, Mike.
Let us plug in really quick so we can converse with you. Do you have audio on him, Paul?
So.
Somebody Can you hear him?
Yeah, I had to turn my stream off on my live camera, so I was getting a little delay there.
You hear him?
Yep.
All right, hold on, Mike. We have a guest. You're seeing Mike Perkins.
There we go.
And I'm calling you here from my studio.
Perfect.
We were doing a live shooting down here today, and I just pulled you guys up. When I saw the free VMix cam, free PTZ optic cams, I had to sign up. So I actually have one here in my studio. So that's what we use as our main camera. As you can see, it's up here on our feedback monitor.
Oh my God! Thank you so much for sharing. This couldn't have worked out any better. I swear this was not planned.
No, it's a great camera. I took a chance on it just to see because I'm running these streams by myself, so I have to run the camera. And I was finding it was hard to get someone to move the tripod around. So the PTZ optic camera has been great and really good quality, and actually love even controlling it with the iPad. I just started doing that today.
We didn't mention much about that, but we also have an iPhone app that allows you to control our cameras with your iPhone or iPad or whatnot. Wow, Mike, I'm so glad that you called in. First off, we got to see your studio setup, and you happen to randomly have a PTZ Optics camera, so I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know if you heard about, we're doing a world studio tour on the PTZ Optics channel, and we'd love to have you on for that as well. We're basically, where are you in the world?
I'm actually in Davidson, North Carolina.
Oh, cool.
So I work for Sherwin-Williams Paints, and we have set up a studio here in Davidson. We also have one in Chicago, and we're working on setting up a few more here soon.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well, we'd love to have you on. And this is, see, I've got a virtual set there where we can kind of go back and forth. And there it is. That is such a cool.
There's our iOS app.
Little app.
Nice $10 little app, but it's perfect for setting the presets, and you can change the zoom and the pan control, so it's nice and smooth when you're making your changes on your camera. So much nicer than the built-in radio.
Nice, that's awesome. So with Sherwin-Williams, what type of content are you guys producing?
It's actually product training. So here in our studio, we will do actually paint application. So we just had a acquisition of Valspar paint. So Valspar was acquired by Sherwin-Williams. So we had to train our Sherwin-Williams people on the Valspar products, and we had to train the Valspar people on the Sherwin products. So the live streaming we actually go through Brand Live is the application we use, but that just allows the hosting application. But we're using Wirecast, and we have a Macintosh set up here in studio, so we're running Wirecast to control this. And our main shot there is the PTZ optic cameras with other webcams and a few other just HD studio cams.
Yeah. So Wirecast is a great streaming software if you are a Mac user. So VMix isn't the only one. Wirecast is also a great option, but it's so cool to see. This is like exactly what we're talking about, how businesses can use live streaming to benefit them and to sell products.
And training, of course.
And training, of course, yeah.
Wow, that's so much fun. So thank you for joining, because
awesome.
Tess and I were like really a little nervous about this show because there were so many people viewing. We had never had this many people watch, so it's nice to have just another person.
That's cool. No, I'm glad it worked out. I watched you for a little bit. I'm like, I'm sure certainly somebody will jump in, and no one did. So I'm like, I can't just leave you hanging. So
especially because you had such a great application. I mean, we really appreciate it.
I know, you're in the studio now.
Yeah, everybody is saying, what kind of work do you do to have a studio like that? Very cool. My safe word is, what? This is what happens when I start reading comments that get me in trouble. I've been in trouble a couple times for that. I'm just going to stop reading comments. Moving on.
So we'd love to have you on the show another time, Mike, to show off your studio. I'll send you an email if I can find your contact.
Adam White says, I work for Sherwin-Williams.
Or email me anytime, Paul at StreamGeeks.
Yeah, I'll do that. I've got Tess's email there, so I'll just reach out to Tess and you put that on.
Cool. That'd be awesome to see more and understand your workflow and everything. Thank you so much for joining, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Nice to meet you.
Thanks, guys.
Wow, the things you can do with live streaming, the people you can meet,
fun.
potentially making a connection with Mike and maybe doing a show with him later, having him on our live studio tour. If you guys in the audience have a studio that you want to share with us,
good point.
On our PTC Optics live show, we're doing a world studio tour. I will put the link to that again in the bio if you want to be part of that and show off your gear and what you use for video production.
All right, Ted,
and join live.
Ted, we're going to give you one more password so you can.
What was the hardware you used to switch sources? We're using software. We're using VMix. That's our primary one.
We're going to give Ted a chance to join too.
Okay.
And then
Ted's a regular.
Here's one more VMix
if
call
it's
number.
Ted Langdell. All right, grabbing the VMix call number. We're going to try this one more time because we're living on the wild side today. If I had a studio like that, I would jump in too. I know, right?
That's a nice studio.
He made it easy.
Very nice studio.
Here you go, Ted. Here's the password for you. Alrighty. All
right, so that will pull you in, Ted, to the show. We'd love to have you. Get one more person in here. It's just so much fun. I feel like maybe that's what we should be doing more of, really. Mm-hmm. And we knew that from the beginning. We were like, we want to do more giveaways and more people just from around the world to join the show. And I think that's really what makes live shows interesting a lot of times. Now, of course, all the cameras don't hurt to be able to show over the show. Like when we added this camera, I feel like there was like a change.
There was a change. People liked the different angle.
Over the shoulder. Because we used to do just like one or two and virtual sets and everything. We totally changed it up.
People like that interpersonal connection with their host or whatever they're watching, to be able to see behind the scenes really what's going on behind the perfectly framed
I think
main cam.
I think this is actually what we're using to switch with. Oh, Kelly. Kelly, we can't really see you.
This reminds me of like
Hi, Kelly.
one of those how it's just a silhouette. It reminds me of one of those.
Can we hear you?
Yes. Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yes.
What am I trying to think of?
Yeah, I did.
You're very dark, but we can hear you. You're basically a dark silhouette.
Lost audio.
And we lost audio. Well, this is the kind of thing that happens when you do these live shows. I think
Call Edward. It looks like they're.
Oh my God! I think they're fighting for it.
They're fighting for.
It looks like it just switched to somebody else.
Mike opened the door and made everybody breathe.
Can you privately chat it to Ted who wanted to join? All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We'll do one more, because we can have up to 9 of these. Goodness, this is a little crazy, but we wanted to kind of let people have a chance here.
I said, when he gets carried away with his ideas, I just don't know what to do with myself.
Q's saying my mic's a little low. At this point in the stream, why didn't you tell me that earlier? I'm just kidding. If my mic's a little low, I'll put it closer to my otherwise I'd have to go all the way over there. I can't even move this that well. All the way over that way, I can't even move it to change it. But yeah, I mean, and the other thing you can see with Let me just I'll show the NDI camera one more time. This is one of my favorite things, is just being able to wirelessly show stuff with my phone, because it's just like, so 2 cool new things if you're still watching. This is our production clock. So that's how long we've been live streaming, 59 minutes, and it's really cool. And then the other thing I was going to show is down here. So this is where people are coming in. So that's Kelly. Oh, hey Kelly, we got you now.
Hey.
There you
How
are.
you doing?
So that's Kelly in the live stream now. And then we've got another call number that Tess just put out for Ted, possibly.
I did? Yes. Kelly, you look like you're in the witness protection program with the silhouette. That's what I was thinking of.
I think he's fighting because now I'm Mike Hall.
Oh, now it says Mike Hall.
I think you have to be very careful about sending out
about doing exactly
what
we're doing.
Yeah, I don't think it's not meant to do this.
Robert uses a
and also,
Behringer X-Touch Mini to
Tess's.
switch. No.
There's Tess's little. If that's what you were talking about to switch.
Oh yeah, that's X keys.
That is controlling. Oh,
Ted, I messaged you in a private message, the VMix call number.
You can see, like, we even had these little keys printed. Isn't that funny?
You might have to go in and approve it in your messaging section in Facebook.
So, I guess what we just found out is that we need a better way to figure out how to bring people on the show live, because otherwise there's like this weird like fight that goes on.
Yeah.
And
does NDI work with Apple and Android, the NDI app? I know it works with Apple. I haven't tried to download it on an Android.
Oh, I don't think it exists on an Android yet.
No.
But you can do VMix call on an Android. So it's basically the same thing. VMix or NDI is better. The NDI cam is technically better, but you should be able to also do it through
Stream Deck. Never heard of Stream
Deck.
Deck.
Yes, the Stream Deck is really cool. We've tested that. It works.
You've tested that. I gotta go check that out.
All right, Tess. I think it's time to run the credits.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to find
Super
us on
fun.
Facebook and Instagram at StreamGeeks.
That was so much fun. We had way too much fun.
Way too much fun.
Congratulations to the winner here. You've won.
It's an honor to work with the VaynerNation and Gary V.
Oh my gosh. Edward,
Hey, how are
how you doing?
you? I'm fine. Sorry, I'm in New York City right now, watching your show, expecting to win the camera.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Tess, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I admire your passion for streaming. It's not easy to find a woman who likes streaming.
I know.
Definitely admire you for that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I enjoy being in the industry, and it is growing with women, as we've seen lately.
Well, I'm using right now my cell phone, and I don't know. It's frozen my image right now. I don't know if I'm the camera.
You're good on our
is
end.
in the right position.
Yeah,
Is in the right position, the camera.
We can see you.
Look
yeah.
at you, just in the middle of the city in your suit.
Oh, right. I'm by the St. Patrick's Cathedral. I don't know if you could see it behind me.
Wow, beautiful.
Wow.
You never been in New York City?
I never have
She's
been to
never
New York
been. No,
City.
we're going to be coming to New York City, though, in October.
We'll be at
my
NAB
God.
New York in October, so.
What do you know your life if you've never been in New York?
I don't know. I'm not much of a city gal, I guess. I'll
Yeah.
probably have an
So-
anxiety attack the whole way up. Paul, I'll be squeezing Paul. You should have seen me on an airport, in an airplane. I'm crazy.
Well, thank you for doing this. I've been suggesting to you to get have your viewers as a guest. This is great, definitely.
We're going to do more
We're
of
happy
this.
you
We
could
gotta
be a part
figure
of
out-
it.
We got to figure out a way to make it. Because I think because we gave one key, I think a lot of people were trying to join it.
Yeah.
And you actually beat out another guy who was joining.
Ooh.
But you're on the street in New York City, so this is great. View.
Cool
We love
background,
it.
cool atmosphere. We appreciate you calling in.
All right. So for the people doing streaming, so now they could use a person on the street, like to get what is happening, to do like a broadcast. Even on the NAP show, it's a NAP show called in New York as well. It's called NAP show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that place is huge. So you could have a person doing streaming from other location on the NAP show.
Yep. Wow.
All right, guys. Thank you for having me in the show.
Thanks
Bye,
a lot.
Edward.
We'll
Take
see you.
care.
Now are we really calling
Now
it
we
a day?
Really are
Okay,
done. That
we'll
was
see
so much fun.
we'll see you 2 Mondays from now at 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Facebook. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks again, everybody.